Hi. For the purposes of basing, I think it's really worth having a specific piece of ground in mind, or an area that has a sort of range of qualities to it. That's what I do, and the one that I chose is this one here that you're looking at part of. It's a bit wider than this. I'll show some more in a moment. But obviously, if you live somewhere wonderful like near to Dartmoor, you've got a lot of choice. In fact, maybe you're even slightly spoilt for choice in that sort of instance, because I think it's good to sort of keep it reasonably restricted so that your ground looks like, you've got a consistency, basically, and with the ground that the miniatures sit on. So this is just, there's a few bits of litter, and the wild boar, which are common here, and rabbits have turned over some of the ground, so sort of clumpy bits of ground have been turned up. But basically, I love this bit of ground, and I think it really is very useful because it's got your real tuft. This is what real natural tufts look like, and you'll see that this is late May now, and you'll see that they're not one colour. There's a great deal of variation in them. There's wildflowers in among them, buttercups there, and it sort of, the edges of it move into areas of scrub like this, and there's a bank here, and it is itself a path that leads off paths. Here's the dog going past. Gorse, there are ash trees, oak trees, birch, beech, all sorts of trees around. But really, the bit that, although this edging area is of interest, the part to me is just this ground here. It's just this ground with these bits of tuft and other small plants, thick clumps of couch grass, briars, thistles, a whole mess of other things. But it's, I say a mess, but in fact it's got that kind of thing that nature gives you, which is, a sense actually of sort of it being fairly random, but actually having an underlying sort of structure, which is hard to verbalise, but when you see it, you see it. Here's even a sort of patch which is sort of base size and shape. I can imagine a life-size Dark Age person standing on that and looking just like a miniature, Anyway, I offer this up as an area, really, that you could use to refer your bases to. You could look at it and say, oh yeah. I mean, I wouldn't try and actually reproduce it foot by foot, but nonetheless, it's got just the right feel. It's just got that sort of waste edge of wood, edge of farmland, area that's been cultivated, gone back to partly back to nature sort of feel. Odd rocks lying around. In case you need scale, that's my booted foot. Of course I'm looking down. The camera's generally been about 4 foot above the ground. So, a good area for bases as a model. I hope that will help. That's certainly what I've got in mind. I don't look at film or photographs of it. I just look at this place regularly because it's on a walk that I do when I'm in the Forest of Dean, which is where this is, and I sort of bear it in mind really. The colour, the quality of the mud. There's a Vallejo mud, can't remember exactly what it's called, but I used that. Not on the last video, I forgot to put it on actually, and it will be added to those, but most of them have that, and some very tiny pebbles, really represented by quite fine sand, and tufts, and this is, I think, what it more or less comes out to look like. Anyway, hope that helps. This is where I'm going. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you will. Cheers.